Ever wondered what you would do if you knew the world was ending? I mean, really ending. This isn't a movie plot. It's the incredible true story of a man named Noah who faced the end of the world as he knew it, and what he did will absolutely blow your mind. Stick with me because this story has a twist you won't see coming. So let's travel back in time, way back. The world was a wild place, full of people who had forgotten the difference between right and wrong. It was a mess, to put it mildly. But amidst all the chaos, there was one man, Noah, who was different. The Bible describes him as a righteous man, blameless in his generation, who walked faithfully with God. Imagine trying to be the one good person in a world that has gone completely off the rails. That was Noah. One day, God spoke to Noah. And it wasn't just a casual chat. God revealed a plan so huge, so devastating, it's hard to even comprehend. He told Noah that he was going to send a flood, a cataclysmic flood, to wash away all the wickedness from the earth. Everything and everyone would be wiped out. Can you imagine the weight of that news? The end of the world was coming. But here's where the story takes a turn. God didn't just give Noah a warning. He gave him a mission, a massive, seemingly impossible mission. He instructed Noah to build an ark, and this wasn't some little rowboat. We're talking about a colossal vessel, a ship of epic proportions. God gave him the exact dimensions: 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. To give you some perspective, that's about 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. It was to be built from gopher wood and covered inside and out with pitch to make it waterproof. It needed 3 decks, rooms, and 1 door. This wasn't just a construction project, it was an act of monumental faith. Picture this. Noah starts building this gigantic boat in the middle of dry land. His neighbors must have thought he'd completely lost his mind. Hey Noah, planning a little trip. Where's the water? They probably mocked him, laughed at him, and called him crazy every single day. For years. For years. Some scholars estimate it could have taken him anywhere from 55 to 75 years to build the ark. Think about that dedication. Decades of labor, facing constant ridicule, all based on a promise from God. He kept sawing, hammering, and planning, holding on to his faith when everyone else was drowning in their own disbelief. Then, the second part of the mission, God told Noah to gather animals. Not just a few sheep and cows, but 2 of every kind of living creature, male and female. Birds, land animals, creepy crawlies, everything. They were to come into the ark with Noah's family, his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. 8 people in total, surrounded by a floating zoo, about to become the sole survivors of humanity. Finally, the day came. The ark was finished. The animals, guided by a force beyond human understanding, started arriving and boarding the massive ship. And then Noah and his family entered, and God himself shut the door. 7 days later, it started to rain. And it wasn't just a spring shower. The Bible says the fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the windows of the heavens were opened. It rained, and it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. The water rose until it covered everything. Even the highest mountains. The world that Noah had known was gone, submerged beneath a global ocean. Inside the ark, 8 people in a world of animals floated safely, a tiny speck of life in a world of destruction. This story is so much more than a flood. It's a story about unwavering faith in the face of overwhelming odds. It's about listening to that quiet voice when the whole world is shouting you down. It's about obedience, courage, and the incredible promise of a new beginning. Noah didn't just save his family, he carried the future of the world on that ark. What do you think is the most powerful part of Noah's story? Is it the sheer scale of the ark, the courage to build it, or the faith to believe when no one else would? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I read every single one. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible stories that will challenge the way you see the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.